welcome back and hope you all have finished P1 examination.
Yes, sir.
Frankly speaking, I have chosen a best topic for you. The topic is exam stress. But I thought of covering this before your examination. Unfortunately, by then my talk was not approved. When the talk was approved, you are preparing for exams. So I did not want to come to you and disturb you during your examination preparation, telling about stress. So that is the reason why I could not take class during the examination. Now, all of you please be cool. Sit straight. You all had P1 examinations?
Yes, sir.
How are the examinations?
Good, sir. Good, sir.
Super?
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me how many of you felt stressed? How many of you felt stressed? All? Except one very good student. Come here. Please give him a big round of applause. Good. He has written all exams without stress. So I just would like to ask you a few questions. What made you not to feel stress?
Sir, should know how to manage our time.
Good.
And we should attempt all the questions. So we should be cool in exam hall, and we should not be stressed, sir. We should not. We should concentrate on our exams. We should concentrate on our questions, and should attempt all the questions. Don't think about others while writing exam.
Okay, good. Now I want to ask one student who is stressed. Who has got more stress during the examination? During the examination or preparation? During preparation also. Please come here. Anyone student, please come here. Sir, I stressed a lot. I could not even write the exams also very well because of too much stress. I want him to share his views and opinion on the stress. Loud.
I could not got that much time, sir, and I can't understand the questions sometimes, sir. And when I am getting that answer, this is my correct or not correct, like that.
You felt stress while preparation or during the exam?
Sir.
Both. Very good. Finally, the exams wrote well or not?
Yes.
Well, although he faced stress, good, he has written the exams well. I would like to know, when you felt stressed, what did you do? What happens in your body?
Sometimes I want to read, sir. I feel that means I can't read only, sir. But I read that time, I can't remember, sir.
When you felt stress, you are not able to read. And even if you read, you cannot remember it. Good. And what kind of physical problems that you face when you are stressed? Anything that your body shivers or your hand get wet? Your hand get wet. Then what else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Yeah, good. Few more cadets have joined. Now, come here. I want to ask one more student whether he faced stress during the examinations or not. Please express whether you faced any stress during the examinations. Now, what did you do when you felt stressed?
I practiced, sir, and I didn't get. I asked my friends and colleagues, sir. When I didn't get, sir, I just left it, sir. I went for next one, sir.
You took a break and then went for next question. Very good. So when he is having stress, he had taken a small break and then shift for next. Good. You are talking about during the examination or before the examination? Before the examination. Good. How many of you have got different feeling when you got stressed during the examination especially? During the examination or before the examination?
Sir, our mind will block, sir.
Your mind will block completely. Very nice. When it will get over again? Unblock. Okay, fine. Now, today my class talk is on stress management. This stress also purely related to exams. Examination stress. There are certain tips and techniques which I am going to tell you so that you can either avoid or reduce the stress. I would like to ask you one question before I start my session. Is examination stress required or not required? How many stress is required? How many of you say not required? Okay. What I feel is both are wrong. To some extent, to some extent, examination stress is required. To some extent, as long as it doesn't hurt your own preparations, you must have. Then only the focus will be more, alertness will be more, rate of preparation will be more, discussions, peer help and taking the help from your parents, everything is required. Out of stress only that comes. So to certain extent, examination stress is required, not beyond. So, dimensions, meaning of an examination stress. I am going to cover what is examination stress and what are the causes for examination stress. What are the actual causes that are giving you examination stress, and guidance on planning and preparation. How well you can prepare and plan for your exams. Skill of time management. How well you can manage the time. I was very happy that once when student came, he said, I am not stressed. Once when I asked reason, sir, time management. I managed the time very well. You must have the plan of utilizing the time not only during the examination, before the examination also. You must have a proper plan, how to prepare for exam and how to write the exam based on the weightage of marks for each question. Strategies to increase memory power. I have a doubt. Can you really increase your memory power?
Yes, sir.
How?
Meditating is focus.
Meditating. Okay. What else?
My focus is
Taking boost.
no, sir.
Okay. What else? Use another one. Listening music. Maybe. Okay.
By playing chess.
Playing chess. You are showing me diversions. Okay, anyway, let us see some strategies to increase memory power. These are my dimensions. What is examination stress, causes, how to avoid, how to prepare for exam, and how to increase memory power. This is what we are going to check. We are going to discuss. Objectives. At the end of the class talk, you will be able to understand the meaning. What is the meaning of examination stress? Know the causes for examination stress. Understand how to plan and prepare for examination. Understand how to manage time during examination. Understand the strategies to increase memory power. You don't have to note down anything because I have prepared the handout which is going to cover the entire talk. I will be giving you a single sheet of handout before you leave. It's a take home message. So you go home and go through this message carefully, handout. This handout will make you reduce your examination stress. Okay? So while going, please, I'll distribute all the handouts to you. You may please go through that. What is exam stress? Exam stress is a feeling of pressure that many young people coming up to exam. So it's actually normal stress. Examination stress, you don't have to worry a lot. Don't have to get scared. It's not a negative feeling. That is why when I was surprised to see that the examination stress should not be there. When I asked you, all of you said you have the examination stress. And you know that examination stress should not be there. When you know that examination stress should not be there, then why are you having it? When you know that it should not be required for writing the exam, then don't have it. Leave it. No. Today morning 10:30 you had snacks. When you like it, you are going there. When you don't like it, are you going?
No, sir.
You don't like examination stress. Do you like it?
No, sir.
Don't like it. Then don't go near to that. Don't have examination stress. Have peacefully, comfortably study, manage your time, plan well, prepare well, write the exam well, come back with success. So exam stress is a normal feeling of pressure. It's not a harmful creature. Don't think. It's a normal thing which comes to human beings for going to examination. It usually occurs during the revision period, before exams and immediately before the exams. It is a natural phenomenon that every human being gets stressed. Before coming to class talk, I also have slight feeling whether power goes or whether network will support or not, technical issues will come or not, or whether my friends will join for my class or not, whether my friend Ramana sir is going to log in to my class or not. Everything, tensions are there for me also. Correct? But our focus should be on the presentation. Similarly, your focus is to be on the examination. So don't try and have this stress. Stress is defined as an individual's response to pressure. When you feel pressure, the response that you give it to pressure is called stress. It is kind of stimulus response. A small amount of pressure can be useful to keep you focused during exam time. This is what I said. Small amount of pressure is really required. Otherwise, you will not work. Suppose exams are there, you are feeling stressed. 3 days are there for exams. I run a movie in a multi-purpose hall. Every day movie is there. Then will you study or you go to movie? You will go to movie, I know. Because you are attracted to that. You like movies. You want to go to MP hall and watch it. Because moreover you are feeling stressed. To burst it, you need to go to movie. So every day you will go to that movie. Then your focus on the exams will go off. So a certain amount of pressure is really needed for you to write the exams. So to some extent, exam stress is always required. However, for some students, when they experience too much pressure for a long period of time, it becomes stressful and exam preparation study seems to be impossible. How many of you felt more stressed? When I asked you stress, you all have raised your hand except one boy. How many of you felt more stressed? Sir, my stress was to the peak before preparing for exams. Raise your hands. Good. Your name is Shes. Yes, sir. Come. More stressed. Can you please describe what did you do when you felt more stressed and how did you overcome that and what are the consequences you faced out of more stress?
I faced more stress when the exam was of the subject which I was in weak. I took the help of my friends. Similarly, as my friend said, I took small breaks and prepared well for the exam. There was a stress when even my friends were telling that the exam is not for me too. But we all discussed and made the subject easy for me.
Okay, good. Please clap to him. I was initially scared to call him because he was overstressed and he may be telling certain consequences which cannot be digested by you all, I thought. But fortunately, he came, he described the way that he was stressed and also he has told certain remedies that he took a break, he discussed with friends, got to know certain answers and somehow he overcome the stress. Good. Having stress is fine, but you must know how to overcome it. From where does this exam stress come? From where does this exam stress come? Pressure for getting good marks. First thing is, you want to get good marks. Leave about subject. You are not worrying about the subject. I want to get good marks. You want to get full marks or you want to get good marks. So when you feel that you must get good marks, who will pressure you to get good marks? Parents. Nice. Anybody else? Teachers. Teachers. Nice. What else?
Ourselves.
This answer I was expecting. Ourselves. Nobody else can pressurize you. Parents love you, teachers love you. They are expecting good marks not to make you feel stressed. They are expressing their views. You don't have to take it negatively. Their pressure on you is not a negative thing. Do you understand? So, you must feel yourself that you should get good marks without crossing the limits of pressure. High expectation of parents. Therefore, expectations will always be there from parents' side, teacher's side, friends' side, classmates, everyone. Competitiveness. He is getting first rank, I am getting second rank, so I should cross it. Okay? The competitiveness. If you have, then obviously the tension starts. Comparison with others. That fellow is studying, I should study. To some extent, it is good or comparison with others. Okay? Then when you are comparing with others, you feel like to prepare more and pressure will be more, stress will be more. Fear of being left out alone. If you are studying too much, you will have a fear that nobody will talk to me and he is always something like that. So fear of being left out alone. I mean, the meaning of that is your friends will keep you away if you are studying too much. Having that fear also, you feel stressed. You don't have to fear for that. You are joined here for studies, you concentrate on that, you do your job and then go. Fear of rejection. Fear of being ridiculed by parents, sibling, friends if you get less marks. Here also, fear of being left out alone means if you get less marks, there may be chances that your friends will keep you away because you are not getting good marks, you are a slow learner. So don't have that fear. You always try your best. Once when you try your best, definitely the success will be yours. Fear of being ridiculed by parents, siblings, friends, teachers, neighbors. So when you get less marks, your parents, teachers, neighbors, friends, classmates, peer group, so they may comment. Having that fear also will lead to exam stress. How to prepare for exams? This is most important. When you know how to prepare for exams, definitely you will not feel stressed. First one is test yourself regularly, revise frequently. Every day you should feel it as exam day. How many of you have read before the exams? Just before the exams. All of you, right? During the exams? During the exams you didn't study. How many of you studied during the examination? How many of you studied before the examinations? How many of you studied after the examinations? This is where the problem is. You study before the exam. You study during the exam. What about study after the exam? So every time you study before the exams, that means every day exam should be there. If you feel every day is an exam day, you will not have stress on the examination. Take every minute as a last minute. Don't take last minute as first minute. If your preparation starts early stage, then you will not feel stressed. So kindly utilize every minute, whether it is after the exam, before the exam, during the exam, every minute is precious. If you can utilize every minute properly and test yourself regularly, self-assessment should be there. Don't wait for the teacher to come write the exposé paper and give you, wait for the answer script and correct it and show you mistakes. You test yourself. You study yourself, test yourself, learn from your mistakes and don't repeat them in the exam. If you test yourself regularly and revise frequently, then there may be no chances that you get stressed before the examination. Use mind maps. Mind map means?
Sir, our own mind maps.
Like there are certain students who create all formulas and make a big tree or sheet or board. Some of our students in the earlier batches, one military tank they wrote all trigonometric formulas within the orbit tank. So to certain chapters, if you are finding difficult to learn and remember the formulas, you create your own figure. All of you are good artists. You are learning drawing also from art master, right? So you draw your own figure, try and locate different formulas in different branches. A tree you draw, on every branch you write one formula, paste it to the wall nearest to your cart, keep watching it, keep learning it as and when you move nearby, just see that. Once when you watch the tree, all the formulas related to that chapter will strike your mind. Mind map, mapping everything in one single diagram. Charts, this you know already. And complex topics easiest to understand. So if you try to do mind mapping charts, then the complex topics can be easily understood. Have flexible study plans. You must have your own study plan. Don't have a rigid plan that first period maths only, second period science only, third period Hindi only. Then first period, if you don't have interest towards practicing mathematics, then you will lose the interest of reading during that time and you will waste the time. That is why have flexible plan. Don't change the plan every day. And don't have a fixed plan for longer time. You keep changing after certain time period, like 1 week or 10 days or 15 days. Keep changing. Have flexible plans so that you will get an interest to read for your timetable. I'm saying. Organize your study place. This is most important, where many of you are not giving importance. Organize your study place. What does it mean? One of you please get up and answer. What do you mean by organize your study place?
We should keep our place surroundings neat and clean so that we can read with interest.
Yes, not only the book which you are reading, you must also see the place where you are sitting. Surroundings, neatness, cleanliness, and what kind of place you are sitting. Right? The place where you are sitting, how you are organizing your things, keeping required stationery near to you. Suppose you are doing mathematics. If you simply sit with a mathematics textbook, you will not be able to do anything. One rough notes is required, blue pen, red pen, and scale to draw some geometrical figures, geometry box, required stationery along with the place. Everything is important. Organize your placements, keep all your things ready near to you while preparation for exams. Discuss with peer group. Peer group means friends. Discuss with peer group means one of you have said, sir, when I felt more grandparents, teachers. With the teachers, hardly half day you are staying. With parents, only in vacation you are staying. Being residential school, you are spending more time with your friends. Mostly 2/3 of the day. 2/3 of each day, you are spending your time with your friends. Correct? So you must discuss your doubts and other things with your classmates. Teach someone. What is the need of teaching someone? It's a kind of revision.
And they can also understand.
They can also understand. Very good. What is the use of teaching to someone? Anybody?
It helps in building a good bond with others.
Very good. It helps in maintaining good relation or rapport with the peer member. Next. It will increase your communication skills. Very nice. I'm getting more and more points out of you.
But I will teach them no set to do public service.
It's a kind of revision and make you perfect. Very good. And while teaching, he may ask you certain doubts. That will make you think again. That will make you think again. So it will increase your knowledge also. Take regular breaks. Breaks is required because it is a human mind. After electric machine also, after some time it gets heated up, right? It's human mind, no? It requires certain breaks. That is why after every 3 periods you are having a break, right?
Yes, sir.
Have adequate sleep, water, food. Have adequate sleep, water, food. A good sleep is most important before appearing for exams. Water, food also sufficient. Don't miss the breakfast while going for exam, and sufficient sleep before the exam. Before the exam day is required. Don't spend overnight and prepare well for the next day exam. You will not be able to write. So minimum hours of sleep is important. Adequate water, adequate food is important. Effective time management in examinations. See, before going for exam, while preparing itself, now you had PA1 exams for 50 marks. 50 marks. There are 2 mark questions, 3 mark questions, 5 mark questions. Say 2 mark questions are 5, 3 mark questions are 5, 5 mark questions are 5, like that. Then you must divide the time proportionately. Say section A 2 mark question, out of 2 hours, how much time I should allocate for 2 marks question? How much time I should allocate for 3 marks question? How much time I should reserve for 5 mark questions? Then when you go for exam, you try and use only that much time to write 2 marks questions. Suppose you don't know one of the 2 mark question, then the time on the question, keep it aside. Go for next. Always write from known to unknown. Then you will not feel stressed. If you start writing blindly known, unknown in a sequential manner, wasting the time, then there may be chances at the end of the exam, you will not have time, but the answers are known to you. Answers are known. Bell is given. Invigilator is asking your paper, but you will not be able to write because of time management. So planning the time prior going for examination is mandatory. It is highly required. If you go unplanned, then you may lose you may miss to write the answers, known answers. Familiarize yourself with the exam pattern. That is why before you go for exams, your teachers are telling you blueprint. How many chapters are there for exam? What type of questions? How many questions from each chapter? What is the total mark? Everything teachers are giving. So familiarize with the exam pattern. When you know the exam pattern, then only you can divide the time according to the weightage of the questions. Read the question paper thoroughly. Reading time is given. It is called cool off time. Cool off time. Before you start the examination, that cool off time is given for you to relax yourself and read the questions thoroughly, so that you can mark which all questions you know, so that you can write confidently from the beginning. Okay? Read the question paper thoroughly. Practice writing and solving questions. Set realistic goals. So if the exam is for 50, you have a target of 50 only. Don't try for 100. Divide your time carefully. This is what most important. Divide your time carefully. You have to divide your time carefully. Start with the easy questions. So the known answers, if you start writing first, then you will build up confidence. Yes, I have written this question well, this question well. Then finally, unknown questions also you will be able to attempt with cool mind, because time is there. All the answers you have written well, only this answer. So you will make a sincere attempt to write the answer. Ask for an extra sheet before you need it. After the additional is getting over. Don't wait for the additional to get over to ask the invigilator. Because if the invigilator takes time to come to you, then it is difficult. Time will be wasted. So while writing only, just lift your hand so that invigilator will come to you. 6 natural ways to boost your brain power, memory power. When I ask you how to increase your memory power, all of you start answering. Learn something new. If you start learning something new, then your ideas and ideology will increase. Like taking a cooking class or try a new hobby like painting. This will increase your memory power. Solve puzzles, Sudoku puzzles, or certain mathematical techniques, tips, cubes, Rubik's cube. What else? Ashtavadana techniques, Venkata. So those puzzles will increase your learning styles, reduce stress, engage in your favorite leisure activities to get into relaxed state of mind. You have certain your favorite activities, you start participating in. That is why you said chess, caroms. I said okay, because when you start participating in those activities, your stress will come down. That will increase your relaxation time and increase your this one. Read a book. Dive into a new novel to boost your memory. Start reading the books. Exercise. Get your heart pumping by taking a walk or playing tennis. Anyway, whether you get up or not, our alarm is making you get up every day in the morning and making you run for PT, right? So this exercise for school is already taken care. And even if you go home, you must have the habit of doing the exercise. That is why while going, you are going with 40 kg, coming back with 100 kg. In Corona, all your weights have been increased. Eat brain food. Don't eat brain. Eat brain food. Like rich in omega fatty acids which are found in wild fatty fish and walnuts. These are certain foods which will increase your brain power, memory power. Yeah, questions? Any questions? Yeah.
Reading something was how to focus on it.
Reading something means reading some books or novels which you like. It is not spending more time on reading that book. Utilize, you reserve some time like a short break. Short break doesn't mean that only going to washroom or talking to friends. It's like utilizing the break for reading the book. You have to read the novels or other books during the exam for a only short period of time. Okay? Reading means not completely utilizing the time. Okay? Because that is making you happy, making you not to feel stressed. That is why spend some time for reading the industrial book. Any more questions? How to increase your memory? In addition to these 6 tips you have seen now. Another, some of the tips can be revision. Doing revision repeated number of times. If you are agree, whether you agree with me or not, one thing I will tell you. Suppose you read any one question one time, you will have a doubt whether you will forget or it is there. Read second time, then you get a confidence that this may be there in my mind during the exam. Third time you read and write, then you are confident that you will be able to write. Fourth time you read, you are sure that even if you don't apply brain also, your pen will write, because you have practiced so many times. There are some occasions wherein without your consciousness also your pen will write the answer, because the pen is already trained for that answer. You have written and practiced so many times. Correct? So you have to do enough number of revisions which will make you more confident and perform automatically without stress. Feedback forms will be given to you, and I have brought the handouts for you. Before I give you these handouts, I'll just show you. This is the handout which will be given to you. Exam stress. Exam stress is normal and very common. It is a very common phenomenon. Don't get stressed. How to prepare? These are some of the guidelines. Effective time management. How to utilize the time well in the exams, and how can you improve your memory power? These are some of the brain foods. You ask me now. So berries, nuts, fish, leafy vegetables. Anyway, our school is taking care of these diets. So this handout I will be distributing now. You may go through when you go home, and at least from next exam onwards, I wish and request not to feel stressed for your exams. The more you stress, less the performance. The more you get stressed, less the preparation, less the performance. So at least hereafter, will you focus on the exams without stress? Yes. Sure? Yes, sir. So your performance in term 1 examination should be far better than P1 exams. Yes, sir. The more you stress, less the performance. So kindly don't give too much importance for the stress. Give more focus for the exams. Hope you will all be doing the work sincerely without stress.
Yes,
Have sufficient stress, not more stress. Okay? Yes. All the best. Do well, and I want to see all of you doing very well in term 1 examinations. Thank you. Thank you so much.